inputs, right?
Absolutely.
Guys, you are all on mute if you are speaking.
Hey, it's take it. If they don't want to, it's their choice. Okay, I'll start my session. I hope my screen is visible. So we will start with small introduction to SAP. So SAP is a market leader in providing ERP. Does anybody know what is ERP? Enterprise Resource and Planning. Swaroop, are you aware? You must be aware, right?
Yes, yes.
What is ERP?
So it's a system where it will give a solution for all our business related thing, end to end solution. Like
Correct.
say,
Yeah. So it is an enterprise resource. What do you understand by resource? Do you know? What is a resource?
resource might be anything. Like say for example, if you are running any retail industry, you'll be having many raw materials. You'll be having people management, HR related. So those data we can consider it as a resource.
Correct. So there are resource can be anything. That is the best answer. It can be anything provided it is useful to someone. It is beneficial to someone. Like for example, a human being obviously is a resource. A material is a resource, right? So yes, resource is something that is beneficial to anyone, where we get some benefit out of it. So it is a solutions and services. We will try to understand more on ERP and where it should be used. In addition, we will learn the implementation techniques of ERP along with the ERP packages available in the market. So today, there are many ERP packages available in the market. Let's just say, for example, Salesforce, Oracle, NetSuite, Hub, Zoho, Microsoft Dynamics. I'm sure you must have heard of many such names, and SAP is one of them. Now, why SAP? SAP is a market leader in providing ERP solutions and one of the pioneers in providing ERP packages. And that is the reason why most of the countries, most of the industries prefer SAP. 65 to 70% of the entire world's economy works on SAP. Okay. So what is ERP? Enterprise Resource Planning, as you know, is a software that is built to organizations belonging to different industrial sectors, regardless of their size and strength. What do you understand by industry sector? Swaroop, anyone? No?
Industrial sectors means it will be multiple sectors. Like say for example, many in the, I mean to say retail industry and manufacturing industry, apparel industry. Like ERP can be used by any industries.
Absolutely, yes. So various industry sectors include manufacturing, trading, oil and gas, banking, insurance. These are all various industry sectors. So it can be used with any in any industry sector, regardless of the size and strength. So it can also be created for 2 employees or 20,000 employees, irrespective of the size and strength of the organization. The ERP package is designed to support and integrate almost every functional area of a business process. What is a business process? Don't read it and tell me. What do you understand by business process? Will have their own function. HR will have their own function. So business process such as procurement. Now, every organization will have separate departments, separate functions. Like purchase will have their own function. Okay, warehouse will have their own function. Sales will have their own function. Marketing will have their own function. Accounts will have their own function. HR will have their own function. These are functional areas of the business processes. What is business process? Is like sales ka business process. What is sales business process? To sell. What is marketing ka sales business process? To market the goods. Whereas business process is to store the goods. Same way, HR business process is for employment, training, and all that stuff. Same way, accounts to maintain all the accounts for the business, right? So these are all functional area of business processes, such as procurement of goods. Procurement is nothing but purchase of goods and services. Sale and distribution, finance, accounting, HR, manufacturing, production planning, logistics, and warehouse management. These are all functional area of business processes. Got it? Sarup, any questions?
No, Manish, clear.
Clear? Should I move ahead?
Yes.
So this is how the entire business process looks like. Planning and execution, manufacturing, distribution, marketing, finance, sales, human resources, engineering, materials. These are all intertwined, integrated, you would say. So business process integration. Every business, regardless of the industry they belong to, require connected systems with efficient information flow from one business process to another. So let me give you a live example, a normal example. Like, let's say for a company who is not on ERP, okay, who is just creating sales order and you know running in the uh, normal way. Okay. Now let's assume that I am selling an iPhone. Okay? I'm manufacturing an iPhone. Now a customer comes and he orders 100 iPhones to me. I'm very happy. I create the sales order and I tell him that within 2 days we will get you the delivery of 100 iPhones. So I'm very happy. I got the order and 2 days time, 2 days went, and the delivery time comes. I realize that there are no iPhones in our store because I was not aware, right? So there are no iPhones in the store. I asked the store person, what happened? Why the iPhones are not there? He says, we did not manufacture. So I go to the plant and I ask, what happened? Why the phones are not manufactured? So the plant guy says, we don't have the raw materials to manufacture. Okay. So I go to the purchase department. I ask what happened. Why there are no raw materials? We don't have the finance to purchase the raw materials. Okay. So I go to the finance. I ask them, what happened? Why there is no finance? We don't have the authorization from the stakeholders to release the finance. You see what is happening? Over here, what happened after 2 days? I lost the order, loss of reputation, loss of order, and also the name of the company is ruined. But the same way, if I would have had the information that I do not have the stock right now, I cannot commit to the customer for 2 days. And if I knew that I couldn't deliver the goods instead of 2 days, 7 days, what would have happened? Customer would have also been happy that he got the delivery within time as promised, and we would have served our name, our reputation, and we would have got business from a customer. Where this information comes from? How this information comes from? It comes from this business process integration. If when I create the sales order, the system automatically informs me there is no stock in the warehouse or the storage location, whatever. And so it will also give me the information by when will I get the stock in our warehouse, on which date we will be able to commit to the customer that 100 orders that he has given. So this is what exactly the business process integration does. It provides information flow from one business process to another. Business process integration plays an important role in overcoming integrating challenges that allows organization to connect systems internally and externally. Business process integration allows automation of business process, integration of systems and services, secure sharing of data across numerous applications, and automation of management, operational, and supporting processes. Any questions, Swaroop? Any doubt? समझ में आया?
Yeah, clear.
Should I proceed?
Yes, Manish.
This is how the entire integration looks like. Now, if you see, there is a three. This is a main box over here. In this box, we have three the most important boxes for any business to run. First is the procurement, that is buying of raw materials, making of the finished product, and selling of the finished product. These three are the pillars of any business. Rest all are साइड बाय साइड चलता रहता है, मतलब बाजू में. लेकिन जो तुम्हारा मेन बिजनेस चलता है वो सिर्फ इन तीन पिलर्स के वजह से चलता है. ठीक है ना? दैट्स द रियलिटी. करेक्ट. देन कम्स योर financial accounting, management accounting, life cycle, inventory, program, all everything comes later. This is the main three cycles, and this is how they are integrated. All the business processes are integrated with each other. समझ में आ रहा है? Can you portray? Can you understand what we are trying to do? What is happening? Sarup?
Yes, Manish.
Evolution of ERP. So during early phases of development, integrated solutions were designed for particular process areas such as material management. So earlier, when ERP was in development stage, when it started, it first started with material management. So only material management was looked after. No other aspects were looked after in ERP. Then later, material requirement planning started, and then later, slowly and gradually, all the aspects of business processes like accounts, HR, sales, material, everything got incorporated in the ERP. But it still lacked the integration with the front end systems like CRM and web designing, web pages, like web portal. So web portal and CRM were not included. But now today, all the ERP packages are integrated with front end as well as back end processes, like front end customer web portal, CRM, sales, distribution, time project, finance, manufacturing, purchasing. So it is a complete package which has back end and front end processes. Okay? Any questions? An ERP system typically performs the following functions: supports the integrated business process inside the organization, improves capital planning and helps in executing organizational plans and strategies, helps speed up the decision making process over the analysis of accurate data. So obviously, if you have data, you will be in a better position to take decisions, right? But if you don't have data, it will be difficult to take any decision. So ERP helps you in taking wise and appropriate decision as per the data, as per the requirement. Helps extend the business network to wider domains, expanding the products and services to reach customers, suppliers, and partners. Identifies operational risks to improve governance, provides protection against organizational data breaches and security threats to leakage of information, makes the organization adaptable to the rapid changes in the business process according to the needs, gives long-term profit by providing means to increase the customer. So these are some of the points what ERP does. Okay? Let's come to our baby. Evolution of SAP. So how SAP started? What is SAP? 5 engineers from IBM who were working in Germany. They were working for IBM. They started developing SAP and they named it as System Anwendungen and Produkte in der Detan Verat Betug. I don't know the German language, but this is how they mention. It is in English, it is translated as Systems Applications and Products and Data Processing. So whenever we are addressing SAP, we will always address it by SAP. SAP is a bad word, bad language. Never used. Should not be used. We always pronounce it as SAP. The SAP system consists of complex integration of different modules or applications, each representing part of the basic business process. SAP runs on a 4th generation programming language called Advanced Business Application Programming. The entire SAP is built on ABAP, Advanced Business Application Programming. Okay. So What is a client? A client is a logical portion of an SAP R3 system, or you can say S4 HANA system. I did not correct that. Physical database. From a business standpoint, a client can be interpreted as a logical group of companies. I'm sure, Swarup, you must have heard about the name Tata, right? Have you heard about Tata?
Yes.
Tata. Now, Tata is a company. Within Tata, you have group of companies like Tata Chemicals, Tata Finance, Tata Motors, and whatnot, right? So Tata, you can consider Tata as a client, and within client, you have group of companies. Understood? आगे बढ़े?
Yes, Manoj.
All customizing, that is configuration and development about work in S4 is performed in a client. So every change, all the configurations, enhancements are done in a client. Now, landscape. What is the landscape? Now, SAP in realistic world, SAP has normally three landscapes. One is the development. Now, what happens in development? Whenever we make any changes, any configuration changes in the system, that is done in development environment, development server. Now, whenever we make any changes, a TR gets generated, which is called transport request. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
A transport request is generated. Okay. So this transport request, when we generate a transport request, this transport request is then moved to quality, and then in quality we do the testing, and once the testing is completed, we move it to production. We don't have to make changes in quality and production because that transport request already has the changes that we have done in the system. So let's say I am making my company, for example, new entries. I'm making Tata Motors, just for example. I'm making a company Tata Motors. I am saving this. This is called transport request. TR. This is a customizing request. There are two types of requests: a customizing request and a workbench request. A customizing request is a configuration change. A workbench request is a technical change. Technical change means there is a change in the program, in the code, and that is a workbench request. I will come to that later. Don't worry about that. But this is what a transport request looks like. I can create my own transport request, Tata Motors, and save. So all these changes, I have saved this in this transport request. I will save it. Then this transport request is carried to I will not be able to run that section. Source client. So let's say my source client is 100 and my destination client, I will put my transport request that I have created, and I will execute. So the transport will be moved from one system to another system. Let's say that transport request got generated in development. With this transaction, I will be able to move that to quality. So in quality, I will not have to make the changes. Now in quality, when it comes, we as consultants do the testing that whether the development has been done according to the requirement. Once we do, we ask the users to do the testing, and that is done by the end users, and they provide the UAT, which is called unit acceptance test. Once they provide the unit acceptance test, then it moves to production. Now, what is a business requirement? Whenever there is any requirement, the business provides a business requirement document, BRD, or business blueprint document, BBD. Okay. Now they provide us the requirement, and based on the requirement, we do the configuration changes in the system. So here is a three systems: development, quality, and production. Any questions regarding this? Is it clear?
Yes.
Dorul?
Yes.
Yeah. This is how the landscape looks like. Like I said, development, quality, and production. What is ECC, central component not required? Okay. So what are the various modules that are there in SAP? Functional modules. So these are some of the functional modules present in SAP. FI, CO, SD, HCM, MM, PS, PP. These are all functional modules. I'll just talk about the brief about all the modules. Financial accounting, FI. So it is a functional module that manages most of the common financial reports. As the name suggests, FI, that is financial accounting. It handles all the accounts for the customer, start of accounts, currencies, and all the accounts for the company. Okay? General ledger, managing the accounts and accounting functions with all the transactions on the different operational areas of a company is one of the most important tasks. The GL module takes care of the heavy lifting while ensuring the data is accurate and complete. All the ledger accounts is taken care of by the general ledger accounting. CO or FICO. This is the main repository for cost and revenue associated with every line of business within the organization. This module contains all the transactions associated with the cost centers, including among others the following subcomponent: profitability analysis. This helps us understand the health of our organization. Health of our organization means whether it is doing good, whether it is doing bad. Good means profit, bad means loss, obviously. Okay. Next comes human capital. This model deals with functionality targeting human resources, allowing the business to deal with the time management, recruitment, personal cost, travel management, among other components such as e-learning. So this is all related with HR. Then comes material management. This module manages inventories and procurement functions within the ability to manage master of materials and vendors. All purchase orders, your stock, maintenance of materials, planning, everything comes in your material management. Goods received, goods receiving, storage, कहाँ करना है, कैसे करना है, ये सब MM में आता है. Our baby, sales and distribution. Within this module, users can see everything from the moment an order is placed until it is delivered, with information such as sales order, pricing, packing, shipping, etc. This module also covers activities such as pre-sales, tasks, scheduling, and billing to customers. So everything starting from the sales order creation till the delivery, we will come to know exactly what is happening with our material. So let's say I have punched in the order today and it takes 4 days for the order to get delivered to the customer. Within this 4 days, what happens? We will come to know exactly second day pe kya hota hai, what happens on second day, what happens on third day, and on fourth day while traveling, where is the truck? We will be absolutely accurately pinpointing where the truck is right now and how much time it will take for the delivery to complete. Everything is recorded in sales and distribution. Sub modules of sales and distribution: master data, basic functions subdivided into multiple components such as pricing, output, and so on. Sales, shipping, transportation, billing, sales support, information system. Information system is nothing but your basic SD reports. Like if you want to generate any report for a particular month, let's say you have multiple company codes and multiple sales organization. I want to check for this particular sales organization XYZ in this particular month, for example January, how much sales did I do, or how many sales order I have created for that particular customer. I can generate the reports. Any questions so far? Should I move ahead? Now, when students come to inquire about SAP, so they don't know what SAP is all about. Like what is the future, how they are going to pursue, and what is going to happen, and what is the future. So obviously, you must be also having many students. In fact, all the students. Even I was in your shoe when I was joining SAP. I was also in your shoe. I also, was a student like you and wanted to know what exactly happens in SAP and kya future hai, kya hone wala hai. So let me clarify that question and give you a specific answer. Now, there are two jobs in SAP. First is the end user work, which you are doing currently. I hope that you were doing QA, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes, that is an end user work that you are doing. What is an end user work? Where you are just running the transaction. Like for example, Modi Xerox, a Xerox company wants to implement SAP. Okay, so the employees of Modi Xerox are going to be end users. Okay, who are going to run the daily transactions like creating sales order, delivery, billing, sorry, debit note, credit note, and so on and so forth. So these are end users who are doing the regular day-to-day business transactions. Okay? Who are consultants? The consultants are the ones so that the end users can run those transactions. They configure the system as per the requirement of the business and accordingly run the transaction. So Modi Xerox is going to hire big IT giants, Tata, TCS, I mean to say, Capgemini, Deloitte, Accenture, all these big IT giants to implement SAP. Now, these IT giants are going to hire consultants who are going to configure the system, enhance the system, customize the system as per the business requirement so that the end users can run their day-to-day transactions. So, obviously, a demand for consultants are much higher than the end users. Not only that, the package and the yearly incentive for the consultants are much higher than the end users. The more experience, the more knowledge you have, the more package it will be. Starting, don't expect much because you are just out of the training. So don't expect much. Try to learn as much as possible during your first job. That is more important. The more you learn, the more hands-on experience you will get, the more knowledge you will get. And that will be your stepping stone for your success. Never go for higher packages initially. Go where you get to learn the most. Okay. And also, there is a misconception myth where once you are done with the training, students get the perception that unko sab aata hai. I know everything. No, it does not work that way. I've been into this SAP SD since 8 years. I'm still learning. There are many things in SAP that you can learn. And SAP is like a saga. You cannot learn everything, only part of it. So don't expect you will get the job from day one once you are done with SAP training. No, it does not work that way. Okay. So the more time you give to yourself, to your training, to your learning, the best chances are that you will crack your interview because interviews are technical interviews. They are a little tough. So you need to know the basics to crack the interview. Okay? I'm not trying to frighten you. I'm just trying to tell you that many people develop this conception that जैसे SAP training हो गया सब कुछ आ गया ऐसा नहीं होता है. Now, nobody learns one day. Even driving, when you go for a driving, you cannot learn driving in one day, right? You have to go regularly to practice. Only then you will be able to drive. The same way goes for swimming. You cannot learn swimming one day. You have to regularly practice, go and dive into the water to get swimming, and that's exactly SAP. Everything requires practice, time. That is what I'm telling. Okay? Now, there are two types of consultants: functional consultant and technical consultant. Who is a functional consultant? The one who works on functional modules is a functional consultant. And the one who works on technical language, that is ABAP, is a technical consultant. What is the relationship between these two? So, whenever there is a requirement that comes from the business that a report needs to be developed, a report needs to be generated, a new report is required, the functional consultant will prepare a functional specification document, which is called FSD. This functional specification document guides the technical consultant what data is required, how it is required, from where it is required, and how to bring that in the report. So everything is given by the consultant. They provide the directions, the data, everything, and then the technical consultants creates that report based on that functional document. Let me show you if I have one. I can. 8 minutes. Sorry. No, I don't need to tell you, but there are many other students as well. This is a functional specification document that I had created when I was working on one of the projects. This is how it looks like: functional specification for commercial invoice. So there was a requirement where they required a support that needed. So this is a basic format of functional specification. I'm not going to go through that in deep, but I'll just give you a gist of it, how it looks like. Functional requirement: a transaction needs to be created to store the fields in Z table, which will in turn be required to pull the report based on employees. So this is the input that is required: physical year, country, employee name, employee number, department, activated, yes, no, manager. The data will be stored in a Z table from which the report will be generated. And this is how: radio button 1, Z report with YTD DOC staff. Selection screen, billing date, physical year. This is the selection screen that on the screen. And this is how the report: pass the VBLN. What I am saying is, pass this VBLN, that is sales document number, from this table, get this field and post it in the table. So this is how you need to provide information like to the T, to the technical consultant to generate a report. Okay. Any questions?
Clear, clear.
In case if you have any questions, let me know. Okay. So this is how SAP logon looks like. I just showed you by logging into the screen. So this is my logon screen. You are already aware. You must be logging in SAP, so I don't need to tell you. But there are many other students as well. Just to showcase, we double click on the server. We enter the name and we enter the password. Once we enter the password. Okay. अभी तो चल रहा था. Like I said, Tata Motors. ये तो अभी वो हो जाता था, लॉक हो जाता था मेरा पासवर्ड. So once you log in, you enter into easy access menu, which is called end user menu, where all the end-to-end transactions like creating sales order, delivery, billing happens. All the business transactions are run on this particular transaction, this particular screen. We as consultants are going to work on implementation guide, SPRO, and this is SAP reference implementation guide. Here is the screen where we are going to work as consultants, do the configuration, customization, enhancements as per the business requirement, and do all the changes over here. This is called the implementation guide. Okay. Divisions of structure of SAP SD. Very important to understand what is the structure of SAP SD. There are three types of important data. First is your organizational data. First of all, master data forms the basis of the SD processing. So all master data forms the basis of SD processing. Master data is the responsibility of all modules, as each module has an element of it. Every module, be it MM, FI, PP, PS, have some master data, but SD has the maximum master data. Okay, and every other module accesses SD master data. So it is very, very imperative that the master data is accurate. The structure of this master data represents how the system is to perform in the future. It is the highest level of data, and thus it has the largest effect on the standard business process. Master data in SD is divided into three main areas. The first is the organizational data. So when you define company code, sales organization, distribution channel, division, plant, storage location in the system, that becomes your organizational data. Company, like I said, Tata. Company code, like I said, Tata Motors, Tata Chemicals, Tata Finance. Sales organization, Tata Motors Calcutta, Tata Motors Chennai, Tata Motors Bangalore. Because Tata Motors has their branches in all over India. So Chennai, Mumbai, all are different sales organization within one company, Tata Motors. Same way, distribution channel. Now Tata Motors has many distribution channels. For example, they sell it online, they sell it retail, showroom, factory outlet. These are all distribution channels. They distribute the products through various channels. Again, so they have multiple distribution channels. Again, division. So Tata Motors has multiple divisions. For example, Tata Nexon, Tata Punch, Tata Qualis, Tata Harrier, Tata Safari, Tata Truck. These are all various divisions of Tata because these are different products. They have different divisions for each product. Any questions? Any doubts? Saru?
No, Manish, clear.
Same way, plant. Plant is nothing but your manufacturing unit. Storage location is where you are going to store your finished goods, and your shipping point, which is the starting point of your delivery. So this is your organizational data. Customer and material master data. So when you create customers in the system to sell the goods, that becomes your customer master data. The same way, when you create materials in the system, that becomes your material master data. Now both these master data are either created by end users, or there is a separate master data team which creates the customer and material master data. In fact, if there is a master data team, all the master data will be created by them. Okay, only configuration will be done by consultant, but master data will be created by them. However, we will learn how to create the customer and material master data. Don't worry. Document master data. Every transaction in the system requires a document type. For example, when you're creating a sales order, it requires a document type. I'm sure QA, when you're doing your QA stuff, you also require a document type, right? By approving, correct? There is a document type, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, exactly. So in sales also, it requires document type like sales order, delivery, billing, debit note, credit note, consignment sales. All these transactions require different document types. When you define that, that becomes your document master data. Global settings is nothing but your country, keys, currencies, application independent of, and all this time zones, working hours, all this comes in global settings. Okay. So this is how the main organizational structure looks like in SAP SD. These are mandatory organization structures for SAP SD, or in fact any module you can say. Company code, sales organization, distribution channel, division, plant, storage location, and shipping point. There are 8 mandatory organizational structures that are required. This is how the entire org structure looks like. Company code, sales organization, distribution channel, division, sales office, sales group not required at this point of time, plant, shipping point, and storage location. This is we call as the org structure. Okay. This is how they are integrated with all the business processes. Financial accounting, company code is integrated with client, that is company. Sales organization is integrated with company code. Distribution channel and division is integrated with sales org. Sales area is a combination of sales organization, distribution channel, and division. And I'm sure you must be aware of this, right?
Yeah.
Then comes your sales office, sales group, shipping point, plant, and all other stuff. So enterprise structure is distributed in many tabs such as financial accounting, controlling, logistics general, sales and distribution, material management, logistic execution. Let me show you. So this is my enterprise structure. And this is my all the tabs which I was talking about. Financial accounting will have company and company code. Then we have logistics general, where we will have plant and division. Then we will have sales and distribution. We have sales organization, distribution channel, sales office, sales group. Then in material management, we have storage location. And in logistic execution, we have shipping point. This is the shipping point. Once we have defined it, we need to assign it. So we'll close this define and we will assign all the integration parts. Like I said, every organization business process is integrated. So company code is integrated with company. Then in plant is integrated to company code. Then sales and distribution. Sales organization is integrated to company code. Distribution channel and division to sales organization. Sales area and assign sales organization, distribution channel and plant. And in last logistic execution, assign shipping point to plant. This is our entire enterprise structure. How we are going to define and assign in the system. Any questions so far? Farooq? OTC cycle. What is OTC cycle? The OTC cycle consists of pre-sales activities, sales activities, and after-sales service. So pre-sales, inquiry and quotation. I'm sure you must have heard about inquiry and quotation, correct?
Yes.
Inquiry and quotation is nothing but inquiry when the customer inquires about a product, and quotation when we provide a quotation of the product. Once the quotation is confirmed, the sales order is created, delivery, shipping and delivery, billing and payment. And if there are any complaints, then returns, debit memos and credit memos. I'm sure you are aware of debit memos and credit memos, because returns aata to quality mein hi jata hai, correct? It goes in quality for inspection and verification, correct?
Correct.
So this is the OTC cycle: pre-sales, sales, logistics, billing, and customer. So these are training contents which will be covered in SAP S4 HANA SD training. Enterprise, define and assign organizational elements, creation chart of accounts. This is not covered. I don't do this anymore because students gets confused of creation of chart of accounts and GL accounts. I used to do that, but they get confused, so I have stopped doing this. So I'm no more including this in the SD because it is actually related to FI. So I don't do this. Creation of account groups, customer account groups, creation of number ranges and assignment of number ranges, partner determination for customer account groups, vendor account groups, creation of number ranges and assignments of number ranges, creation of master data, that is customer master, material master, stock overview, stock posting, open and closing periods, sales document, types of sales document, pre-sales activities, creation of inquiry and quotation, number ranges, sales document header, item and schedule line data, partner determination, incompletion log, assignment of sales document to sales area, determination of item categories and schedule line, copy control for sales document, document flow, creation of sales order with reference, rush order and cash sales. Then comes, then comes your pricing, overview of pricing and condition technique, components of condition technique, condition tables and fields, access sequence, condition types, define and assign pricing procedure, upper and lower limits, condition record, master data and scales. Then comes your delivery, shipping and picking, delivery, types of delivery, creation of number ranges, delivery documents, item categories for deliveries, partner determination, copy control for deliveries, shipping point and picking location determination, scheduling, PGI and PGR. PGR is nothing but post goods receipt. I'm sure you are aware of that. Billing. Overview of billing and billing document, types of billing documents, number ranges and assignments, partner determination for billing documents, integration with SD. Complaint managements, debit memo, credit memo, return order, incorrection request. Nobody uses this invoice correction request. Hardly any use. Free of charge delivery, subsequent free of charge delivery. Then comes your advanced topics. Revenue account determination, rebates agreement is no more there in SD. It is in S4 HANA. It is a contract management. Customer material info record, material determination, free goods determination, bill of material, listing and exclusion, item proposal, consignment process, route determination, output determination, credit management, availability check and transfer of requirements, intercompany sales process, third-party sales process, batch management, cross-selling, text determination, basic reports in SD, preparation of functional specification. So these are some of the topics that will be covered. In fact, a business partner I have not mentioned over here, and advanced returns management I have not mentioned, which will also be covered in S4. So this completes our entire demo for your SD. Any questions, any doubts?
So basically, you're training in S4 HANA, right? You're not
Yes,
training
yes.
with ECC.
Yeah. No, S4.
Okay.
Any other questions, any doubts that you have?
Like what is the main difference between ECC and S4 HANA?
Once you join the training, I will let you know. Don't worry.
Okay. So currently in my organization, we are using ECC.
Yes.
So
Very soon they will have to migrate it to S4 because ECC, the